This is David with Inspire Precision, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Barra 250z. So we have the Barra 250z in front of us, and we're going to do a comprehensive chronograph test in this video. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our channel sponsor, Triton Optics. You can visit their website at tritonwild.com or go down in the description below and follow all those links to see some of the optics that they offer. Just a huge thanks to them. They make purchasing rifles like this possible for our channel. So the 250z here, for the astute people that are watching this, they are going to recognize it as the Snow Peak M30 and the various iterations of the M30. But for primarily US customers, it's been re-released by Barra as the 250z, and kind of unconventional for a pre-compressed pneumatic air rifle in that the air tank is integrated into the barrel shroud or barrel assembly. Now you're going to see a lot of this coming to market soon. You'll see it in the FX, the DRS series. That is definitely something that they did, but I expect that you'll see a lot more of this integrated barrel tank setup in the future, just because it eliminates a lot of the bulkiness of an extra air bottle or air cylinder. I've got the One Leaf AI Commander Eagle mounted to the top of this. I'm going to be doing some recording shots in future videos, and I needed a scope that could record. I've got the Silent Thunder Ordnance Sarissa. This is the high flow version. The 250z does not have an integrated moderator, so it is pretty loud. Putting this Sarissa on it quiets it down to almost just the hammer fall. And you'll hear a little bit more of the sound of it when we do all the chronograph shots in this video. We've got a linear bolt design. A lot of companies are going to a side lever. This rifle was specifically designed with the intention of looking more like an actual firearm. It is not a firearm. This is absolutely an air gun. So with all the aesthetic features of it actually looking like a normal rifle, it's got your adjustable stock, it's got your adjustable cheek piece, and really a quite full-length pick rail right on the top. It has M-lock left and right and bottom, and I chose to put a pick rail on the bottom. It does not come with that. I chose to put that pick rail on there so I can mount this cheapy bipod. It will come with two 10-round mags. Now, I've been impressed with these magazines. These are completely aluminum. The only plastic piece on them that I can see is the polycarbonate cover. But two of those, and that's pretty much a bare bones right in the box. They give you some tools, they give you some seals, but other than that, the rifle ships as you see it here, without the optic and the moderator on the front. So again, this is the 22 cal version. The cylinder here pumps to 3600, 3625. They're going to be claiming a shot count of about 50 shots with this rifle. They also claim 1,000 feet per second. So really the intention of this video is to do a super deep dive at the chronograph. So what we will plan to do is we're going to have sacrificial pellets, and what I mean by that is we're going to use these Apollo domed 16 grain pellets, and we're going to do the shot count test. We're going to see how many shots we get on a full cylinder. I didn't want to use nice expensive pellets for that, just to waste them downrange. After we complete the shot count test, we're going to refill, and we're going to come back into our actual chronograph testing, to where we're going to load up 10 rounds of each of these pellets here. We're going to start with the JSB 1435s. We'll go to the JSB 1589. Then we'll do the JSB 1813s. And then to round it out for some really heavy pellets, we have the JSB Monsters at 2539. So we're going to do 10 rounds of each one of those. We'll be able to plot the results for our feet per second, and we'll give you some foot-pound energy on those also when we do the graph. That should really give you a great estimation on different pellet weights that you may choose at the bench. This rifle, having its years and years long vintage as the Snow Peak M30, should be a wonderful shooter. I don't exactly know the twist of this barrel. If you know the twist rate of this barrel, drop down in the comments below and let us know. But I looked down the barrel with the light, and the twist is really tight. So I expect that in the future that this will be an excellent slug gun, and I'm going to test some slugs in a future video also. So why don't I quit talking and let's get out in front of the chronograph. Alright, outside here in front of our chronograph, it's currently raining, so you're going to be hearing some dripping coming off the roof. That's really not a big deal. But we've got the Barra 250z. We've got it all charged up. I'll show you the gauge readings here. You can see them there. They're on their side, but should be able to see those pretty clear. We're charged up to 3625, and our regulator is set to, it looks to be set to right at 2000 or maybe 2050. So our first shot strings are going to be testing just the shot count. So we're going to be using these sacrificial Apollo domed. These are the 16 grain and 22 caliber, but we'll shoot through an entire shot string to see how many shots we get off of that full tank. Alright, let's take magazine number 1. So I think you can see by the 70th round, we're going to be dropping off quite a bit, and you're probably not going to be shooting much more. So like I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be refilling. We're going to be testing the Exact Jumbo Express, the 14.35s, if I could get that there. We'll do 10 rounds of those. Next we will go to the JSB Exact Jumbo 15.89. After we shoot 10 of those, we're going to go to the JSB Exact Jumbo Heavy the 18.13s. After we shoot 10 of those, we're going to round out our chronograph testing with the JSB Exact Jumbo Monster, the 25.39s. So we got a magazine of those 14.35s loaded up. We're going to put those right in the rifle. Okay, we have some 15.89s ready in the next magazine. Alright, we're all back to 3600 PSI. Let's get shooting with all these different pellet weights and see what our numbers come out to. Alright, these are the light ones, so we're going to be fast speeds here. .1024, 1022, I'll stop saying 1028, I'll say 1028, that's more correct. 1022, 1024, 1023, 1027, 1024, 1024, 1024, and that was 10. Let's do 10 of the 15.89s. $986, $989, $989, $990, $989, $990, $990, $986, $988, $987. Alright, that was 10 of the 15.89 grain. Alright, let's load these 18.13s. Load a mag up with the 25.39. Alright, 25.39s loaded into that mag. We'll set that mag aside for the next round. We got the 18.13s. 952, 955, 954, 951, 953, 953, 952, 951, 948, 950. Okay, that was 10 of the 18.13s. And let's do the 25.39s. 851, 856, 859, 858, 860, 856, 855, 857, 860, and 855. So that was 10 of the 25.39s. I thought it would be a good idea to test some pellets in the middle of those 18s and that the 25. So I got these JTS dead centers, the 21.53s. We're just going to test those, and then we'll have data points for 5 specific pellet weights for you guys to choose what you might want to shoot with the most if you're going to be using a pellet. 909, 904, 903, 904, 904, 902, 900, 896, 894, 886. So it seemed like at that last two shots that it was dropping off, but that will give you a good idea as what you're going to get with a 21.53. I think you could see, guys, that at the stock regulator settings right from the factory that we're definitely going to be favoring higher weight pellets if we want to keep them at or just under 900 feet per second. Now, what I really think this rifle is going to excel at is shooting lightweight slugs at fast speeds and slugs up to 25 grains right under that 900 feet per second mark. Now, this regulator can go up a little bit, so you might be able to shoot something a little bit heavier in terms of a slug, just to try to get that speed up. I hope that gives you a lot of good information as to what your pellet choices are going to be for the Barra 250z. So why don't we head back inside and give our final conclusions for this chronograph test. I'll give you some of my initial thoughts, and in a future video we're going to take this down to the range and we're going to do some accuracy tests with hopefully some heavyweight pellets and some slugs. I've got to choose some slugs that I think will work well, and we're going to do some accuracy testing with slugs too. Let's go back inside. Alright, so that's going to wrap up our chronograph testing. So as you saw, you know, we did the sacrificial pellets, we did our shot count, and I was actually pretty impressed with our shot count. You're definitely going to get all the 50 shots that they claim, maybe a few more. And, you know, we went through 5. I came back inside and I decided to do some pellets in between the 18-13s and the 25-39s. We did select the JTS 21.53s to throw in the middle there. So we've got data for 5 distinct weights of pellets. So as you saw the graph there previously, use that data to make a decision for really what speeds you want your pellets to go at and how you set the regulator. Now, I didn't change a thing out of the box with this, so you're definitely going to want to tune your regulator to your pellet selection, and I really think that this favors a heavier pellet. For slugs, high ballistic coefficient projectiles, it's a whole different ball game, and you're going to want to set your regulator appropriately for your slugs. Magazines, extremely easy to work with, extremely easy to load and feed. They're like a Marauder style. Didn't have any issues with the mags, no malfunctions, no failures of feeding at all. Top-notch mags. The bolt is pretty easy to actuate. The hammer is not really that strong, and I didn't really have any issues with that. Things I hate this trigger. I think this trigger is easily one of the worst triggers out of the box of any rifle that I've had in here. I did do some adjustments early on to get it a little bit better, but it feels to me like there's some sand in there. It's very gritty, and the action of the trigger, you know, the take up, there's really no wall that you get to for the first stage to the second stage, so it's kind of just like you got to know when it's gonna break And I just think that is pretty bad. I might take this apart and polish it in the future to see if I can make the grittiness go away, and then do some more adjustments on the first and second stages just to see if I can make that trigger a little bit better. That's going to be a major downside for a lot of people, and maybe a reason why a lot of people don't buy this. I think with such a long history with Snow Peak and the re-release from Barra, I don't know why they couldn't fix that trigger to make that a little bit better. If you like this chronograph review and all the weights of the pellets that we chose to test today, make sure you give us a like. Make sure you subscribe. There will be a lot more videos on the Barra 250z in the future. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new content on the 250z. Once again, we want to thank the guys over at Triton for sponsoring our channel. Again, there'll be links down below. Just check them out. Supporting them helps them support us and bring you great content in the future. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. This was David with Inspire Precision, and I want to remind you guys to break out of your comfort zone, learn a new skill, and have a great day.